So most people wouldn't guess this, but do you remember exactly what you were doing August 9th, 2011? The International Day of World Indigenous People? What's the spiritual and ancestral connection you feel on that day, if any?
On that day, 2011, I think I was at the building of the United Nations, bro.
Yeah.
I was at the United Nations at the Forum of Indigenous World Affairs on that day.
Yeah, and how did that go? What kind of experience you got from that?
I mean, big, powerful. We were there, representing, the indigenous Moors of the continent, of the land.
Yeah.
Indigenous peoples, and they were big on, it was a big Indigenous Rights Day. That was when I was first learning about Indigenous rights and the Indigenous Rights Handbook, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just got so deep from there. I went there with some older Moors, and that was like when I was first making my way, finding my way in nationality, and it was a privilege and an honor to be a part of something, of that magnitude at so young. They in there, and there's so many indigenous groups there. You know what I'm saying? Like we in New York at the UN, like, and it's like, and I was just in awe at the, the magnitude of the event. You know what I mean? But we also got to have some important conversations, make some important connections. You know what I'm saying? It told me about indigenous rights and the indigenous what's the shit? Constitution.
Yeah. So as far as that, like, what are some of the things that you found out right-wise that you didn't know you actually had?
From that?
Yes, sir.
The fact that you are the indigenous, you are the native, all of that free, education and all of these benefits that they are, saying that they're giving to the so-called Indian, like all of that's yours.
Yeah. Oh, so
like the land is yours, and there's a handbook of constitutions and rules that every government has to abide by in reference to indigenous people, in reference to from everywhere from them making sure they have places to practice their particular, doctrine, religion, decree, or to all the way to, when it comes down to politics. You know what I'm saying? Like how things ought to be situated and carried in respect to these indigenous groups. Like I learned a lot of detailed information at that sitting, and it was so long ago, and it's still, you know what I mean, still with me.
So it was pretty much a powerful movement that kind of stuck with you throughout the years.
I mean, yeah, because you always your forefathers' word without a shadow, without a contradiction. So I'm still the God. We still on our Moorish nationality. We still are, we still are that, So we still moving forward, progressing, trying to blaze trails. We still working in that respect, like currently. Right.
And I want to dip a little bit more into the fashion aspect, like the Blendsville Award, and you were up for a Best Clothing nominee?
Yes, sir.
And what was the piece or drop you felt should have won, and what was the story behind the design? Like what piece?
Should have won the award?
Yeah, like what design or piece that you made do you think should have won that if you already won?
It was like a category for like the best clothing brand, like the best clothing line, like the totality, like in period, right? I don't think it was like one piece.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was like just like who been getting busy the most, like the whole year. You know what I'm saying? And it was definitely active 24. I won Entrepreneur of the Year as well, 24 at Troy Catchmore. They had a little Black Excellence Gala. They awarded me Entrepreneur of the Year last year as well. So I took both of them home. You know what I'm saying? I took both of them awards home last year. I was really in my bag a little bit last year. Like I was going crazy.
Yeah.
But it's only gonna get worse. You know what I'm saying?
And how did that moment feel when those people, pretty much called you up there and said that people actually, because I know when you first start out, you kind of like, all right, people gonna feel my shit, people gonna fuck with it. But when you get nominated for a award where everybody notices that your clothing brand has been going crazy,
Right.
Like, what is the feeling that you get?
Alright, so first and foremost, like I gotta say, I'm not a nigga I'm not a person that does anything for the accolades, right? I just do what needs to be done, right?
Right.
So I just do the work. But it does feel good when the work doesn't go unnoticed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It does feel good when, they acknowledge the work. It is a phenomenal feeling, you know what I mean? So I would say it felt good, you know what I mean? It was a good feeling, you know what I'm saying? Much gratitude to everybody who ever supported the villains, who may support us in the future, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all love, it's always true love on my side. But yeah, it felt good to, be recognized. But like I said, shit is gonna get worse, bro.
Facts.
Shit is gonna get worse, bro.
And I heard that you say what shit is gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean by that?
When I say shit gonna get worse, that means shit is gonna get better. I'm only gonna get more active. I'm only gonna get better. I'm only gonna get more raw. It's only gonna come in more, bulk, more mass. Like, it's only gonna get worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't plan on letting up. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
I get exactly what you're saying now.
Right,
because with the progression of your success, it's more stuff that you got to take on.
Right.
So at the end, facts.
It's only gonna get worse, bro. Cause I don't plan on chilling no time soon.
Yeah,
We're in our 5th year of business right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's a good time to revamp shit. You know what I'm saying? Cut my expenses, make the smart maneuvers. You know what I mean? Continue to position myself for that longevity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so I want to bring a couple names up.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me, have you ever felt, the same way once? All right, so Conway and Benny the Butcher, 2 raw spitters. What's something about their movement and delivery that pushed you to sharpen your own sword, if you do listen to those 2?
Something that pushed me to sharpen my own sword. See, I don't want to feel like I don't want to sound like don't confuse, confidence for arrogance, right?
Yeah.
But bro, I've been doing this shit since 01.
It was a tough minute.
So, go back and, we've been the grimiest ever, you know what I'm saying? But, I ain't gonna take nothing from them guys, they hard, but, we really get to that music shit, you know what I'm saying? We really get to that shit, you know what I mean? Like, don't take my word for it, check me out. You know what I'm saying? But, they did come through front line at a time where, the spitters was losing their grip. So I do commend them boys on that. I love them niggas. I done opened up for both of them. I done opened up for both of them, you know what I mean, multiple times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's mutual, it's love, you know what I'm saying? I got love for them boys. And I feel like they really are setting the pace right now as far as that gritty, that grime time. With this, them boys really doing what the fuck they supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So one thing that made me sharpen my blade in reference to them was, them niggas is still giving it up raw. And at one point in time, I was like, man, I need to chill on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like thinking maybe I might be too raw. But then when you hear it and you see them gravitate to it, and it's like, oh, the hungry ones are still out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still, okay, boom. So that made me kind of like get back on my shit.
Yeah, because it is still some people that actually, because I know like in the newer generation, a lot of people listen more towards the beat, because I listen more towards the beat now, I guess, because I don't know.
Right.
But when it comes to really spitting, really rapping, and getting people to understand that it's more than just dancing in your videos, that people actually still have a story to tell. And like, that's what I do want to hear about. Like, tell me more about the younger Sic Mic, growing up, born and raised, how that environment, 757 California, how did it shape you to be the person you are now?
I don't really remember the Cali shit. All I
Yeah.
remember is the 7, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But that shit, you know, as you can imagine, that shit shaped a nigga tremendously, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, tremendously, bro, like. But I come from a wild spot. I don't know if you familiar with this side. You familiar with Newport News? The history?
A little bit here and there. I remember I used to come up here with my cousin all the way down by the water on like I think like 17th and 19th Street or something like that. And he used to always tell me, man, don't go to 19th Street, 17th Street. Because I remember one time I went down there with my cousin. We went to go, holler at some girls or whatever. And we got in the house, and I guess her dad or some was, I guess, a member of some group or gang. I don't know who it was, but man, when he called us, had us running through the alley. But enough about me. I want to know.
Right.
Like,
all right. So you never heard of Chantilly? What song? You ever heard of What Song Apartments?
no, sir.
All right. So boom. That's where we come from. It's a spot called Chantilly. It was Chantilly at first before it became What Song Apartments, and that was like the wildest. That was like the wildest shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's one of the wildest hoods in the town. Ask anybody that know the vibe. But that's where we come from.
Yeah.
And, what we went through in that little community that, shaped us into what we are today. You know what I'm saying? Like that. It was a raw place. I ain't gonna really get into that, you know what I'm saying? Do your due diligence on that, but
Yeah.
it was different. Like I said, we had, I had cocaine for sale at like 11, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No fucking cap.
And like